Okay, hello everyone. We're gonna talk about the fractured dart, but before I jump into it, I'm gonna read you something really icky. The Ophiodor, it's pronounced Ophiocordyceps fungus, infects a bullet ant. The fungus grows inside the insect, turning about half of its body into fungus, but it leaves the brain intact, allowing it to manipulate the insect's behavior. It directs the ant to climb a branch where it dies. Then the fungus grows from the ant's head, enabling it to effectively spread spores and infect more hosts. Ew, yuck. Now, happily, this doesn't happen in people, but it happens in people in this, the fractured dart, and that's at the heart of the matter. That is the primary antagonist of the books, is this infection that was already spread through humanity everywhere and everyone. And trying to counter it is difficult. It can be countered, but it is very hard. You have to get proper resources. It's widespread throughout however many billions of people there are. It doesn't take full control, but it does strongly influence. It would perhaps peacefully just exist as a symbiote, but people start wanting to get it out of their bodies, and so there's conflict, and it will defend itself, and it starts to exert more and more influence, and there's the primary conflict involved here, and the attempt to exterminate it has set it off into widespread self-defense, and that's the heart of the matter here. I called this progressive goodness there in the title. You have here a dark-skinned woman who can fight dudes. The dude she has fallen in love with is hinted to be bisexual, but he hasn't indulged, shall we say. He is the head of the family now, and people keep looking at him to try to marry into the family, including other dudes. There is a them, they pronoun person in the book, so it's very progressive friendly. Interesting enough, I didn't feel like, how to explain this is that it's not exactly in your face, it's just sort of there. I can compare it to this. Because long ago I read Ready Player One. Loved the movie. Good book. It has a particular line in here where the character is trying to get to know someone online, and he asks her, "I just want to know that you're not a dude, or that you were formerly a dude." Well, at the time no one batted an eyelash, but these days someone would probably be, "Hey, what do you mean not formerly a dude?" So I guess the author decided to overcompensate a little bit in Ready Player 2. And in Ready Player 1, all the internet connections are haptic. You wear something. In part 2, it's actually a direct brain interface, so you get more realistic virtual reality. So for some reason, he makes the jump to tell everyone, when you do it that way, everybody starts going at it, and that gender stuff doesn't matter, so now everybody's gay. And I thought, well, no. I hate to be the straight guy trying to splain, but I have no desire to do things with other dudes. And just being able to plug into a virtual reality isn't going to change any such thing. And the point being is just, it's an overcompensation. It just written wrongly. And in the fractured dark, it's just there. It's just people being people, and that's fine. It works. It's good. It's just friendly. There's nothing wrong with this at all. I like the way it's written. It's a good book. So I would say that such things have actually been in science fiction for a while. It's just that either they're broken up in different ways, or it's in little bits and pieces. Way back when, it wasn't the first one, but it's one of the first interracial kisses was on the original Star Trek series when Kirk kisses Uhura. And in science fiction, I guess you kind of get away with that a little bit because people think, oh, well, it's just science fiction. So it just kind of, it's almost like it sneaks it in, but it is there. And it has always been there. And there are people who don't like that sort of thing, will sit there and complain when they see women beating up dudes. Women can't fight dudes. Well, maybe that's true most of the time, I guess. But at least in here, you have someone who is cybernetically enhanced beyond most everyone else, given her position as the bodyguard of the people who are in charge, and so she can just do a little more. She herself is very skilled, very experienced, very badass. One of the better badass ladies in fiction. I did a video on badass women in fiction, and I pointed out 3 good ones, so this could be a 4th one right here. All of them had one was magic, 2 of them were magic. I can't remember what the 3rd one was I did, but they were enhanced. They could fight dudes. I suppose you look to MMA. I remember once, what the hell was her name? Ronda Rousey. There was talk of her fighting Floyd Mayweather Jr. And well, she got beat, so I don't think it was ever going to happen anyway. But if dude, he's a professional boxer, if he learns a bit of kicking and grappling to go with it, he might have just wrecked her. But she, at the time, she could take someone down and bend her arm, and the fight's over just like that. So occasionally, yeah, women can fight dudes. And in this, she's got a good excuse to do that. She is the numero uno badass. I suppose, too, the guy she's in love with, he can kind of handle things himself, but he's I don't want to say the beta of the two, but he does not match her. He doesn't. He is, however, I think they share the lead in the book. She's probably numero uno, but he gets quite a bit of time in this, and he's important and in charge too. And I think that, I don't want to spoil too much here. If I'm going to spoil this just a little bit because there's one criticism that I had in it, so I'm going to put a little spoiler tag here. So, Naira here gets into a new body, and there's a little side effect, she's cold all the time. So here comes Tarkin, the man she's in love with, and he goes to interrogate the assistant, one of the villains in this book. And this assistant gets very ominous, and she's like, oh, is she getting cold? It's almost time, and kills herself before he can find out more. Well, he goes to run off to her to find her and talk about this, but when he finds her, she's training some people. And not only does he just sort of sit there and watch, he joins in the training, and literally it says hours go by. It's like, dude, you're in a world where this fungus has infected everything. There are villains that can upload and download. When someone does something ominous, I think you might want to put a little more priority into immediately informing her of the problem she could potentially be facing. Nope, hours went by before they did a thing. Well, one little criticism I can offer up in the book, but otherwise both books, this and The Blighted Stars that preceded it, are just very good. I like them. There's a 3rd book. It's called The Bound Worlds, and that's going to come out in just a couple weeks, June 25th, and I will get that one. Next, Jeff Vandermeer, Born. So many people making a big deal about this book, so I succumbed and put it up in front of my TBR. There are 3 books in the same world. Here's the other 2. And we got The Strange Bird and Dead Astronaut. And so they're all in the same world, but apparently feature different characters. I think I'm making a wild flying guess. I might not get all 3 in a week, but so maybe the next video is about these 2. I think I can do these 2 in a week. And then after that, Dead Astronauts. I suppose that by the time I'm done, I don't know if it'll be a couple weeks. I'll probably go ahead and read this before the Bound Worlds. But if that hits before I get to this book, I'll probably read that first and then hit this Heaven Breaker that I fell in love with by its appearance in the bookstore. It was so beautiful. A little video I did on that one. So that's it. Well, little channel stuff. I had 297 subscribers. Now I got 293. Oh, that's okay. And I don't know how many views, 16, 17,000, something like that. If you want to comment in the comment section about what you're reading, I never ask that, and I see other people ask to do that. So if you want to tell me what you're reading or what you think, that'd be great. I'll be watching. I'll get notifications, and I will respond where I can. Thank you very much. Have yourself a lovely weekend.